first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Now, this defense for the Commanders was terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Stafford now to throw. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Got a man. It's Higbee complete. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. Once more, Gibson. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. Back to throw. They'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A good throw there. And this is a quarterback who's still just getting his feet wet, obviously. And by most accounts, last week played okay in the victory. But I want to know, Charles, what was your impression of his play last week?
Brandon, I think a lot of teams will be happy with okay. And early on, it's less about how many touchdowns did he throw, but did he not throw interceptions? Did he handle adversity? Did he handle the huddle? Those types of things. That's what people are looking for.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. On 1st down, right back to Gibson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us last week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll run with Gibson. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking for Dotson. He's got him. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Commanders are on the board first on the road here in L.A. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Here's Stafford. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick-6 for a Washington touchdown. Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
For different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a three-syllable word. Yeah. You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
And still second quarter, you get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Well, that's a tough, costly penalty, because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. Stafford. And incomplete on the deep ball.
obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner, and that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that third down snap.
Take it at the 37. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Ready.
Here's Gibson to start the drive. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. They'll go again with Gibson. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. Well executed there on 2nd down. So do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility. But now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in-vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Calling no gain there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage. Able to knock that one away.
Sly able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this 1st half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
We know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
1st down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This 1st half, it hasn't gone their way. They could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Stafford on 1st down. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Commanders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this 1st half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball because right now, the way they're playing, doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Ernest Jones there for the tackle. When we talk about the figure, specifically linebackers keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Ready.
A give up the middle to Gibson. Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it. But it looked like Washington got it back, and indeed they did. It remains Commanders football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up.
Ready?
It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the Rams will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's 2 schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Going up top for Kupp. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Off the fake to Akers, here's Stafford. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. That'll go as a 39-yard punt. Give him 9 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Let's go.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Here we go.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So on fourth down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Second half starts with a run by Gibson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to second and 15. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for third down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the Rams are going to take possession of the football. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well, so where's the line?
On Stafford for the third time is intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his third interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And some room to run now. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Washington. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Really good coverage all over the field. It took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
Little power on the move that time, but still tackled shy of the 20. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Stafford. And able to find Higbee. It's complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good. Rams, first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
On first down, Stafford here. That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here's Stafford. Buying time to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Stafford looks to throw again. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he will find Atwell. That's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Tutu Atwell. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Rams get a bit closer. Stafford's going to try and throw for it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Popular down near the goal line. Quick slant. Nice job there to get in, knock it away.
It was. One of the other things you're concerned about when you throw that route is to make sure your offensive linemen use their leverage to get the hands of the defensive front down so you can throw it through that little bit of crowd and get it to the receiver. In this event, they did, but a nice play by the defender knocking it away.
Washington takes over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's first and 10. Gibson again. To about the 40-yard line.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
On second down, a run with Gibson. 158 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And Gibson looking for some kind of opening, but he has none. They rally up to stop him short of the marker. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. Here's Tressway now. And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. They only get 4, but the fake punt works and gets them a first down. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move. But oftentimes it's using a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the first down.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Straight ahead, Gibson. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Now we've got whistles here before the snap, and I believe this is going to be on Washington. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Quick slant, Dotson. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Ready, go.
They'll go. It's Gibson. And, boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out?
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive quarterback. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
You remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Now a throw here to his running back. Finding space at the 40. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. To throw is Stafford. And he fires one incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops from one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Being chased out left. And this one is incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
The Rams on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 and 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Going up top for Kupp. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Kendall Fuller. They find some open field here. The 20. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, just add that to the list of great moments for this defense today. They've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. The second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is...
And now here is another interception. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It give it and it taketh away.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Leonard Floyd able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. On play action, they'll throw. And Thomas has it. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting to...
And my goodness, another interception. Anthony Averett picks it. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now Stafford. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
Ready.
Let's keep him down here.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Rolling to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Chase Young, his second sack of the night. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Now a play fake and it's Stafford. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here is another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And the Commanders are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. But with this advantage, this defense knew the passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Check pitch.
A give running right, Gibson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 186 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better really as the night's gone on.
First down, Washington.
No, 1.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
And here's a give to Gibson. And he'll take this one down to the 36. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Here we go on 4th down. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. So it's Washington getting the victory here. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches